know it's been a while, and I can explain. With everything weird that's been going on over the last week and a bit, I felt like it wasn't appropriate to come in here and talk about comic books and stuff when something so serious is going on. I felt like it would be way more worthwhile to just take the week off and just not talk about comics, games, or anything for a week, because there was other things that were more important that needed to, happen. And I just didn't feel like it was appropriate to just talk about something that wasn't relevant to that or would distract people from that. So I'm back now because I feel like I've got to get back into the rhythm of things. A, because if I don't upload, YouTube will think I'm dead and stop recommending my videos. And two, because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And I want to make that final push so that I can get there. So please share this video around. But yeah, it's been a bumpy few weeks around the world. And now's the time for escapism to kind of settle back in. Not that you should forget about, everything that's going on. Don't, because it's important, and change has to happen. I made a video about it which you'll be recommended to go see at the end of the video. I recommend you do go see that video, because I can't go through my entire thoughts throughout this one because I have other things to get to later on in the video. But that video, there's a whole 20 minutes about my kind of takeaway out of this whole situation. But yeah, without further ado, let's swiftly change the topic and talk about Amalgam. Yeah, if you were born before me, like in the 1980s or 90s, if you were reading comics at that time, you would know what the word amalgam means. I wasn't, but I watch a lot of YouTube, so I obviously know what amalgam is. And I would make a detailed description about what it is. But essentially there was a Marvel vs. DC event that ended with the two universes being merged, and out of that came the Amalgam universe, which was, characters that were born of amalgamations of two characters from the Marvel universe, from the Marvel and DC universe. Marvel did another thing like this recently called the Infinity Warps. That was not good. I don't know how bad it was because I didn't read it, but I haven't heard amazing things. But out of this Amalgam universe, you had characters like Darkclaw, characters like Super Soldier, which was an amalgamation of Superman and Captain America, and Wolverine and Batman and stuff like that. But I wanted to come in here and just shoot the shit for a few minutes and just give a few characters that I think would be good amalgam characters. So let's start off with the biggest Marvel character, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel character, you cannot dispute that. But Spider-Man is this, how he is now, he's in his 30s, he's got a lot of experience, he's also a quippy guy, he's very fast. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put him with the Flash. Spider-Man and the Flash. It just works. Um, you could call him I don't know, fucking Speed. I know they was it the Flash and Ghost Rider that they mixed together and they called him Speed Demon. I don't want to do that. Spider-Man and the Flash works better because Peter Parker and Barry Allen are both the same character. You could mix Iris and Mary Jane together, Iris Jane or Mary Jane West instead of Mary Jane Watson. Flash Spider, Spider Flash. I haven't thought too much about the names. Super Spider? No. I'll get back to you with a name. But yeah. Then the villains, the arch enemy of Spider-Man, Green Goblin, or Venom. Green Goblin and or Venom. But I think Venom is more of a anti-hero, and the arch enemy of the Flash, Gorilla Grodd. So, Gorilla Goblin. Why not? Why not Gorilla Goblin? That's a very funny image to have in your head. Gorilla Goblin, but why not? I think Venom would be perfect to mix with Professor Zoom, because why not give a speedster a symbiote? Why not? That would mean mixing Wally West with Miles Morales. I don't want to do that. I would mix Wally West with Ben Reilly, and like instead of Miles Morales, I'll mix Miles Morales with Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle, because it works. Because they're both of coloured descent. They're both quippy. They're both in the same age bracket. Wally West is sometimes dark skinned, sometimes younger, sometimes the same age as Barry, but he's not a teen. He's in his late 20s, which is why I think Jaime Reyes, who is still in school, is basically the Spider-Man of the DC universe. Should be mixed with Miles Morales, and you could have the Scarab is a spider, and that turns him into Spider-Man, and it would be Blue Spider. I don't know. Spider-Gwen could mix with someone. I don't know if I want to go into Spider-Gwen, because I don't know enough about Spider-Gwen, but I think just out of who I know of the Flash's repertoire, one of Jay Garrick's kids. That being said, Jay Garrick and Spider-Man 2099, that's perfect right there. Jay Garrick and Spider-Man 2099, or Jay Garrick and Spider-Man Noir. Jay Garrick and Spider-Man Noir might work better, actually, because they're both relatively older. Who else do I want? So the obvious choice for Superman would be um, would be Captain America. But hear me out. Captain America and Batman, Red Hood and Winter Soldier. That way you can call Batman instead of Batman, you can call him the American Bat. Or um, Captain Bat doesn't work. Uh, the American Knight. The American Knight. Just call him the American Knight. Winter Hood or Winter's Hood, or Red Winter. Yeah, call the Red Hood and Winter Soldier amalgam Red Winter. Why not? Black Widow, obviously, with Huntress. See, that's where it gets like weird, because maybe Red Skull and the Joker. Yeah, we'll go with Red Skull and the Joker. Taskmaster and Deathstroke. That's a given. That's obvious. Um, you know, Madam Hydra and Harley Quinn. I don't know if that works, but Madam Hydra and Harley Quinn is the only thing that I can think of. Catwoman, Sharon Carter. I don't know if that works, but I only am doing this for the Winter Soldier Red Hood thing. Just because it works so well. They're practically the same character. Thor and Superman work much better. You can have like Loki and General Zod, the Wrecker and Lobo, Absorbing Man and Parasite. I just feel like Superman and Thor work better, or Superman and Hulk. But then Superman and Hulk, you have this kind of almost, I don't know. I feel like Superman and Hulk, you're just going into this like overpowered territory, which is just like too far. But Superman and Thor, all you can have, all that you have that's more, is the thunder manipulation, which can be like replacing one of Superman's powers, or Superman just has like Mjolnir now, and he's the son of Odin, but Asgard replaced Krypton with Asgard, and replaced Jor-El with Odin L or Jor Odin. I don't know how, like, I don't know whether like the Eradicator would be whether Loki should be more General Zod or Eradicator. That's something you can put down in the comments below. Supergirl, Jane Foster. That's a given. Superboy is a weird one. Superboy is another weird one. Right, who is in Superman? I'm trying to think of Superman's like extended cast. I can't think of Superman's extended cast. I can think of Thor's extended cast, but I can't think of Superman's. I can't think of anyone to cross with Beta Ray Bill. Like someone that has Superman's powers. Maybe Connor Kent. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna move on from that. I'm gonna go next to Hulk. I think Hulk would be perfect to go with like someone like Metamorpho. I just think that's a weird pull, but I think that kind of works. And Hulk's like rogues gallery. You could pull from other different like rogues galleries, like Abomination and Bane. Red Hulk, General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. You could have someone else. Fucking. I'm stuck. This is where my DC knowledge is like failing me because I can't think of anyone that would be like. Wait a minute, I just thought of one for Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill and Cyborg Superman. That just seems like because Cyborg Superman is kind of the closest thing you're gonna get to Beta Ray Bill from the Superman like Rogues Gallery or like Thing Gallery. Superman doesn't have many like sidekicks outside of the fucking what do you call it? Outside of the Justice League. To my knowledge, like I know you got like Crypto the Superdog and everything, but is Crypto the Superdog gonna amalgam with Throg, like Frog Thor? I don't know. But yeah, that's just kind of my kind of ramblings of what an amalgam universe could look like. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen again. Because Marvel and DC are too like stubborn to make a Marvel and DC crossover event, that they're not going to make an amalgam universe out of it. And even if they do, it's going to be a one-off thing. They're going to be one-off issues. It's not going to be a big epic thing. I mean, if I were to do a DC and Marvel crossover, I would have it be an ongoing. I would put Tom Taylor on that shit. I would have it be a digital. I would have it be like a full ongoing like digital series, or a full ongoing weekly series, and it would go on for almost forever, and it would just be its own like Elseworlds pocket universe where like all of the characters coexist, and the Avengers has, or like the Justice League has Captain America and Iron Man on it, and Spider-Man and Blue Beetle team up on the regular. That would be my ideal, my dream, but that's never going to happen. No, this is the kind of stuff that is contained to someone geeking out on the internet about it. It's not going to happen unless if there is like some outcry and like someone working at Marvel or DC really wants it to happen, or there is the counter argument that IDW has done work on like characters from both properties, so they can, in theory, do it. But also, IDW is an indie company. Also, I haven't heard anything good about their Marvel books. I know Batman TMNT was amazing because I own it, but all the other books are kind of just myth. I haven't heard anything about the IDW Marvel books. And also, IDW is an independent company. Do they have that much sway over what DC and Marvel do? I think they're just given stuff and they're told, do this with it, do that with it. Hey, we think crossing over Batman with TMNT would be cool. How is that able to happen and not Marvel versus DC or Marvel and DC, Marvel/DC? I just feel like with the amount of crossovers that are happening, like, I feel like something like that has to happen, and it kind of has to happen soon, because sales on comics are at an all-time low, or there's a lot more, like, pressure on the comics medium, and also the movies are pulling in amazing numbers, but the comics aren't, and the comics never have. They've never put in the numbers that the movies do, because the movies the movies audience is this, and the comics audience is this. It's just always been that way, and it always will be that way, because movies are a digestible form of media, even though it takes about 15 minutes to read a comic. But a comic is £4 an issue, and you're buying like £20 worth of comics every week. That stacks up. And if you think about it, like half the people watching the movies can't be asked to read. It's as simple as they can't be asked to read. You can be told, God knows how many times, the book's better than the film, but how many people can be bothered to read the book? They see a book and it's like, oh, that's 1,000 pages. Fuck that. I'm just gonna watch the film that's like an hour long and eat popcorn. I've got to read a book. That takes 2 hands and my brain. How much? I'm not saying that the moviegoers are dumb. You're not. But I'm just saying movies are more digestible than comics. They just are, because the whole story's there for you. You have a comic. Sometimes you have to pick up 5 issues to make a full storyline. Sometimes you have to pick up 10 issues. Sometimes you have to pick up a whole 50-issue run before you get the full story. Comics are written like a soap opera. You have to be reading every single issue to know every single plotline that's going on. There are arcs, but a subplot from one arc becomes the full plot of the next arc, and a subplot from that arc becomes a bigger but still a subplot in the next arc, and then becomes the arc that follows, and so on and so forth. That's just the way I see it. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me through this rambly chat about Amalgam Comics, about a possible DC and Marvel crossover, and just rambling about the comic book medium as a whole. You know, I haven't had a chance to do a video like this in ages, so I don't think this video is going to do well. I hope it does, but I don't think it will, because it's going to be a long one. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.